So before we start the video, we are officially going to make the big announcement. On November 7th in Cary, North Carolina, Matty is going against the legendary BMX rider Ryan Nyquist in a suey game of bikes, so nothing but suey no-handers, just like we did with Corey Bergler and Morgan Wade with the tail whip. So November 7th, Cary, North Carolina, you guys are all invited. Not only are we doing the game of bike, but we're gonna have a jam, and we're also gonna be doing like fun little games and stuff like that. Be filming there, making videos of this thing, and it's going to be epic to say the least. And we're just so excited that we can finally announce it. So Matt, how do you feel going into this? Like, what's going on in your mind? It's officially happening. We have less than a month right now, which is crazy.
It's crazy how it's finally here, and now I'm like, this could be the biggest moment of my BMX career right now. I am going against the Ryan Nyquist in a one-on-one game. Like, that's absolutely insane to think about. We're talking Olympic coach. We're talking the most Tour rides ever. We're talking 16 X Games medals. We're talking, like, this dude, he's done it all. The man has had a blue goatee. He's had signature bikes. He's got everything. And then it's just little old me who, like, comes to challenge him. And now he's like, yeah, challenge accepted, punk. Like, let's do this. And now I'm like, this is a huge moment for me, dude. This is insane.
It really is. And the truth is, it's not only a huge moment for just Matty, but Ryan Nyquist is all amped up about this as well. I actually got to talk to him, and I asked him a couple questions. The first question I asked him was how he feels since the date has been officially set for the game of bike, and this was his answer.
Yes, it's official. The game of bike. The date has been set. Matty Cranmer and I are going head to head with suicide no-handers, and he does not stand a chance. Do you know why? Because I have the best suicide no-hander variations. He does not stand a chance. I have gnarly. I have technical. Put it all together, and I'm gonna crush him. Yes.
And then I asked Ryan what people can expect to see from him come November 7th. This is what he had to say.
So what can you expect from me on November 7th in this game of bike? Total domination. He doesn't stand a chance. I have the best suicides in the game. That's it. Total domination. Domination quest.
So it's official, guys. November 7th. You guys are all invited to come out. It's at Cary Skate Park in North Carolina, which is an amazing outdoor skate park. We're really excited to go down there and ride it and just hang out with everybody and get this game of bike going. So mark it on your calendars. Let's do this, guys. November 7th. Game of Bike Legends League. Matty Cranmer versus Ryan Nyquist. So welcome to our first official fabrication video. We're going to be doing this all ourselves from start to finish. And this is something that Matty's been wanting to do for a few months now. We've been trying to talk the head engineer into doing it, but he has zero interest in doing it. So now, since we have our own tools, I think we're going to attempt to pull this off. This is going to be as amateur and as a hack job as possible, but it's going to be our first fabrication project. So you guys are going to be able to judge us.
It's going to come out good.
So I'm going to have Matty explain exactly what's going on.
I just want you to picture the scenario real quick. You know, we're rolling around. New Jersey's not known for many good street spots, but you're always like, wow, it'd be so cool to jump up that thing. I wish I had a kicker with me. Or it'd be so cool to jump off this, and I wish I had something with me. So what if we had somebody who could just ride a bike in that had a kicker attached to it, and you could just launch up anything you want? So I came up with this little game plan.
This drawing is so bad. If this is going to be any telltale sign of like what's going to happen today,
that's why I prefer to be a graphic artist.
You guys know he put smaller on the back wheel because he clearly
it's kind of like a 2016
it's about,
option.
Yeah, it's about like a
2420.
2420 could be that.
So
and that transition right there, that vertical piece.
That's a ramp.
It's not going to be that vertical, guys.
It's not going to be a quarter pipe. It's actually going to be a takeoff ramp.
Yeah, so we're going to try to attach a ramp to the front of the bike, but we're going to make it so the bike can ride as well.
We want to make it so that the ramp actually has a hinge system in it where it folds up. So basically, we could have like Scott hop on the bike, ride out to the spot, and we'll be like, oh, Dom, you want to jump up and gap to grind that ledge up there? And he's like, yep. So we're going to fold down the ramp. Someone's just going to sit on the bike, grab the brakes, and Dom will be able to just ride right off the ramp and hit that ledge. That's the vision that I have inside of here. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but that's why we drew this up, to get an idea. Yeah. And this gave us a lot of input.
I'm feeling very inspired, yeah.
This is a lot of input. Right?
So first things first, we're going to get the bike down. We're going to go get our transition piece that we are planning on using, and we'll come up with a game plan for it.
Step one, gather the parts.
So this is the bike that we're going to be using. I got this one from an old friend of mine. This is Webb's bike, and we are going to be mounting a ramp to it somehow. Now we're going to measure the handlebars and figure out exactly how wide they are so that we can kind of game plan of how wide we want to make the ramp, because we don't want to make it too wide to the point that it's like a huge looking monstrosity. We want it to be kind of clean, so definitely not as wide as the grips. It's going to be a little bit shorter than that.
Handlebars, approximately 27.5 inches.
Okay.
which means that our ramp cannot be more than 27.5 inches.
That
So
would just look ridiculous.
we should just do 2 feet, 24 inches.
I'm down with 2 feet.
We'll keep it simple and do 2 feet. So that'll be pretty cool
So
looking.
3.5 inches off.
Yeah.
Split between the sides. We didn't ride the ramp for like 3 days total, and now look at it. There's stuff everywhere. But I guess that's what happens. New Jersey in fall time. So we had this piece that we had hanging out here. We figured it would be perfect for this. And it turns out that my dad went and threw it away on us. So now we have to go to plan B. And we just came up with plan B on the spot. It's gonna be a lot more work, which kind of sucks, but we can pull this off. We can make this happen. I'll show you guys what we're doing. So we kept this piece, and I don't even know why we did, but I'm kind of glad we did because this is our only option. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't be able to do it. This transition isn't perfect by any means, but we're gonna figure out a way to make this work. It's already bent, and bending metal is not easy at all. So I'm glad that this is already done. So we'll hopefully be able to make it happen. Now it's gonna be pretty heavy, I suppose, with this instead of the piece that we originally had. So that's gonna make things hard. But what Matty's doing right now is he's measuring everything to, where are you cutting it to?
22.5 because the beam on the end is 1.5 inches.
I am very impressed. Very impressed. Good job.
Gotta account for that, you know, and then the extra weld, I'm giving it an 1/8 because I know things expand and tighten up a little bit during the welding
I
process.
bet you do. So Matty's gonna cut that side right there at that mark pretty much where you just saw him put it.
And then
And
we're
we're
gonna
also
cut
gonna,
that side off.
cut this one completely at the weld so it's like nice and flush and we can weld it to it. Well, when I say we, I mean Matty.
Yo, you are too.
Yeah, right.
You can.
BK's here. BK all day.
You doing cricket grind?
What's up?
Yeah, I don't know why the pigs
doing
are like
cricket
that.
grind?
I don't know why the pegs are like that. I'm not sure why there's one on the left side and one on the other side. Don't even ask.
whole blade already.
What? Well, you cut a lot of stuff, man.
Pretty
You got it all
impressive.
over here by yourself too.
Pretty good.
But now we got BK. He's ready to go, dude.
Thank goodness.
So now we got to cut this this bar off, right?
Yeah, 'cause
Now
this
the good
is-
one is which one? The bottom one?
Yeah, the good one's
All right.
the bottom one. It's
So that's
attached.
good,
It'll be
'cause
nice.
that
Once we
one's
get the
skinnier.
top piece off, we're pretty good. I think we're gonna lose a lot of weight
I hope so.
once we skim this top part.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it's a lot of welding, so it is gonna be a lot of cutting through.
We bought 4 of them, but man, we got a lot more
We
cutting
might
to
need a
do.
couple more Home Depot runs, dude. This is gonna get bad.
Speaking of Home Depot run, we end up getting clamps, which I'm really psyched on because these are extremely useful.
Yes.
We can pretty much do anything now. And BK came prepared today. Of course he did, guys.
I don't even know where the beginning is. This is crazy.
Yeah, they're attached pretty good. This is making things so much harder, guys, having this piece on there.
it together. It's insane.
It is super annoying. Oh, yeah!
Oh, so
It's separated. BK is starting to separate it, Matt.
That one I could see the weld still.
BK's got another one. Oh, yeah!
Moish.
It's happening, guys. Game changer.
You're still attached on that last one you cut.
Jeez.
No, I know. I'm
It's
just
barely
it's
at
like
this point.
nice.
Yeah. Complete, guys. Good job.
Woo!
Good team effort there.
Not bad.
BK with the pick skills.
Dude, we could just use that one.
You got the new
my
clamp.
hand.
Might as well use it.
Put your thumb down, please.
Put your thumb in
Hold the
between.
thumb in the right spot. Thanks. That's perfect. I just want to make sure you don't let go. Cool. Thank you. That's perfect. All right, now we can figure it out.
I feel like that's pretty good right there.
I think that looks sick. We could go.
So we
the
have to go a
distance
little
with
bit.
that.
So do you want to keep this bar and
But
go
that's the thing is
higher
we
than the
could-
handlebar?
I would say
I'm
cut there.
keeping this bar, and we could just raise it higher than the handlebar.
So give me your honest opinion. Is it too much weight for the handlebars, do you think, for riding and stuff? Would that be too much?
For me, no.
No?
For everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Okay, well, you're going to
But
be the ride guy.
you're also taking probably another 15, 20 pounds off it by cutting
want to
here.
go to the front
course.
frame.
We could go to the front frame.
I don't like the handlebar idea at all.
I'm
Well,
fine with the front of the frame.
I
It's just
think
more
the frame-
fabrication.
Yep. I'm
gonna
fine
be-
with fabrication.
It's going to be a lot of thinking.
My
to
I
do.
middle
said
name's
frame just for
fabrication.
turning purposes.
And yeah, and the thing that's
Everything.
and the thing that's you could do with the handlebars too is though we can get creative and attach it to the fork as well, Matt, and go straight off. So it could be attached to the
pegs.
bottom. Yeah. If you could do the handlebars, that's one mount, and then you could do the forks. That's an extra mount of stability to go up on. If we go from the frame, it's going to be difficult to make it mount properly. That would be my only argument here. So I agree with you about the handlebars being loose for being able to ride
I
it.
just don't want it to be too difficult to move anywhere. That's the only
Yeah,
thing I'm
but
scared of.
Yeah, but
Trying my
stability
luck.
might be a pain in the butt.
Whoa!
Matty has to do this one on the ground now, and BK's doing his part by standing on it patiently. Like I said earlier, BK's the MVP.
Nice. Thanks. You just went like halfway.
Yeah, that made a big difference.
Yeah, pretty close.
So that's the exact transition piece that you guys are going to be using right there? That's 66 inches?
That's the one.
Cool. That one came apart substantially easier, it looks like. I thought that one was going to be the
other
hard
thing
one.
is, since we cut half it, that's only half technically. So maybe
Sure.
that's why I made it at least a little bit easier.
Could make sense.
A lot less leverage.
Cool.
Let's
We
get
got our
some
parts
more,
now,
man.
guys. So we're going to grind this thing down and start to weld it. Is that your game plan? So you're
Yeah,
going
we
to. So
gotta
this
clean
piece is going to be done.
everything. Now we have to clean everything, just so we could get the welds on properly. Because it's that galvanized material, and it's not fun to weld.
Yeah,
Apparently,
it's not good at all. So we got to clean this stuff off, get all this galvanized stuff off, and it's also like pretty toxic to weld on. So got to make it as good as you possibly can, Matt. You got some work ahead of you.
All right.
So while the guys are inside the garage right now working on it, getting it grinded on down, I figured I'd share a little story with you. I've always known since I was a kid not to stare at a welder. I know my uncle ended up staring at a welder, like doing it quickly and closing his eyes, and he ended up going blind for a day. And that just scares the heck out of me. So when we got this welder, I knew I can't stare directly at it, and I wouldn't stare at it at all from any distance really. But while we were filming a couple days ago, the day we went home after we first got the welder, my eye felt like I had like a eyelash in it. It was just bothering me. I looked and there was nothing in there. And I went to sleep, everything was fine. The next day we were filming more welding, and then I came home and both my eyes felt like there was like sand in them in a way. They both felt like there was something in them. They felt really dry, and I couldn't keep them open. So I did some research and I found out that the radiation given off from the welder is actually bad for the eyes. So since I was filming with this camera, it's got a fisheye, I was probably about, I'm gonna say probably about 8 feet away from the weld itself, and I made sure the camera was in the way. So I never had it directly blaring at my face. Still that close to it gave me radiation. So now I'm not going anywhere near that welder while it's on. And that's just something for you guys, just in case you guys are ever in a situation. Stay away from it. Don't stare directly at it, and don't even go near it. It's just not good at all. I ordered some glasses so I can get closer to it, but they haven't come in just yet. So I'll be back filming and welding soon, but safely. We've got grinding inside. We've got grinding outside. It's all go right now. How's yours look?
I'm already 3 in.
Yeah?
I just gotta do 3 more and I'm done.
Awesome. That looks great, man. That looks really nice. You can see DK grinding down all that edge. It looks really smooth. This side, he's got to get this one done, and that one, and also the one that's inside the vise. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. DK's a beast. So right now we got the welder out, and this is the work area. It looks, it's very confusing, but we have a game plan here. We got these C-clamps to hold it into place, and that one is to hold that one into place. Now over here, we have the metal C-clamps. These are going to be the ones that Matty's going to be welding first. So he's going to be
1, 2, and 3.
and you're only going to be doing tacks on
We're
those.
just tacking them up, just each corner to hold it in place. Because I learned that things
expand.
and shapeshift and do all these weird types of things when you weld.
And that red and black strap right there is to pressure it together so they don't jump apart. So we're going to be doing a little section at a time. Now BK's coming over here with a grinded piece. This is our practice piece, so Matty can
Test.
figure out exactly how much heat he's going to be putting in.
Joints that we're going to be welding. It's just from a piece that we cut off, so I had BK grind it down so I can see that I'm not going to burn through it. That's the plan.
I think it's a good idea.
Just a test run.
Let's do it. I'm going to get around the corner of this monster refrigerator. BK,
I'm to his back, so I'm good.
okay, hope you're right. Here's Matty's
see it.
first weld on our first fabrication project. I don't know if that's a good sign or not, guys.
Whoa.
Say that sounded pretty high.
That's a huge gap. Trying to go across there, this is not going to happen. This is a much better one for me. More closed section, so I could try and work on this better,
Okay.
but then we'll see.
I'm not an expert at all. Ricky's not here today, but I feel like
I think
I'm
it looks okay.
kind of okay with it.
All right, I'm going to do the other side. Just get a little more practice in real
Okay,
quick.
so just another quick reminder, guys. We are very amateur at what we're doing right now. We are learning. We're trying to figure this out, and we're having fun doing it. But we figured we would show you guys the whole process of our stupidity because, I don't know, it might spark some of you guys to start welding, and some of you guys that weld already just might laugh. Either or, it's a win-win. Okay, so we got it back on the table. It's time to get his first official welds on the project. We're going to start off with this one, and we will move on.
So I could get into there.
So here's the result right here. So this is the result. Matty put a little tack weld on it. The reason why he puts that on there is to hold it in place. And then he's going to weld it after he tack welds every single one of these. So he got a little tack on that corner. And now he's going to work his way down and do the rest of the pieces.
We got the tack. Now it's time to attack.
I like that. So the good news is the sun finally came out, the rain's dried up, and the ground. So me and BK are just sitting there. We got nothing to do while Matty's doing the weld, so we figured we would blow off the area and cruise around a little bit. So I'll get BK to do a couple tricks. I think I'm gonna challenge him with something. That looks legit. Looks perfect, dude. So the game plan right now is to have you wall slap that right where the X meets. And if you could do that within 3 tries, I will give you $20.
And if I don't?
And you have to give me all your nerds.
Okay. As long as I give up money, I'm fine with that.
First try of 3. Oh, a little low. 2 more guys and I'm there. Oh, a little high. That one was really close though. And the 3rd try for all the nerds. No! You gotta be kidding me. You did it perfect on that one.
3rd time's a charm.
That was ridiculous. A deal's a deal.
You can have my nerd still.
Oh, dude, I appreciate that.
But now I can go get more.
You win some, you lose some, guys. It is what it is. I really thought I was going to get some nerds on that one. Well, I did get some nerds on that one, but I didn't know I was going to pay $20 for them. All right, at least I still got these. So coming back into the garage, and Matty's got this thing ready to go pretty much, but he's actually learning a little bit about the welder as he's doing it. So he'll quickly explain to you guys what was going on.
Clearly, they don't look perfect. There is some sort of issues in each of them, but every now and then you have these like pretty decent ones. I'm pretty proud of these ones. You know, they look like they held on really well and everything, but the issue was I didn't have anyone to talk to this time, so there was no head engineer and no Ricky, and this was just kind of eyeing it up. So all the side ones, I kept turning the heat down a little bit because I noticed that it was like a crazy brown smoke. I was grinding it down more. I was doing everything I can. And for some reason, it was still just having issues, either burning through or like sputtering. There was a bunch of different things I was dealing with, but I was trying to figure it out myself. So I kept turning knobs and doing whatever I can. So I'm confident, even though they might not look the prettiest, I am confident that all the side welds and everything are going to do exactly what they need to do. So then when I flipped it over, I turned the heat way down and realized that was my issue. Is the heat was just too high on the thing, because when we had to shave down each of these arms, we had to shave them down to get the galvanized off, and that made them so thin that there was barely any material. So on the back I did much better, but I just wanted to kind of prove to myself that I could figure it out. So
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
it's
all
still the
things
learning
considered.
process. I am
course,
fully
this is-
confident this is going to hold up.
This is your first fabrication project
My
on your
first
own.
job.
No Ricky, no head engineer, and I am pretty psyched.
We have a ramp.
We do. All right, well, let's go hold it to it, and we'll kind of get a visualization now.
It's still going to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
But, and then we
Yeah, once Brooklyn like puts it a little bit lower, it should get a little bit more mellow, make a little bit more sense. Yeah, I think something like that. I think something like that's going to make some
You're going
sense.
to the moon.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to do. We need
There
to
is.
figure out how to cut this thing, fold it, attach it. It's just
thinking-
a lot going on here.
In a way, we need a bar that's going to stick to the head tube to hold.
Listen, all I gotta say is this whole head tube thing, there is not a lot of metal there on that frame, and there's a lot of points that need a lot of security on here. So I don't know how this is gonna fully work. I
We go
just
from the fork.
What I would say-
Here.
I mean, I know it's not here. Go study the roller coaster bike.
what should we do?
Because you can see where it's all mounted and supported there, even though it's just one bar.
Mhm.
At least you can be like, all right,
That was all out of the head tube. But we could do a bar from the fork to here, and then something to mount on the handlebar, which we have to figure that out, which is going to be a pain in the butt because the handlebar is really thin. There's not a lot to weld to.
Yeah,
on
well,
here.
we can get head engineer to come help us with that one.
I don't want his
Oh,
help.
you,
I
yeah, I
want to do it
forgot.
myself.
You're doing it by yourself. I forgot.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
He's
never
part of my
mind.
team. He hired me.
We invited him here. He didn't show up.
May-
I'm
so-
an apprentice.
maybe since you want it removable, maybe some kind of clamping system to the bar.
So he's saying almost like you can move it to different bikes.
Yeah,
in
The
a way.
biggest thing, we still just need to make sure we can kind of take apart the bike need be, even though it probably won't
So
need
Brooklyn's
to,
got a good idea
but it's
then.
at least the idea there.
The clamping system's not bad.
But you can still weld the clamp to your ramp that you want to weld,
Mhm.
and then just clamp something to the bar.
All right. Well, there's some stuff that we're going to be thinking about, but I think day one, fantastic job. I'm really impressed with the Welds, Matt. I'm just excited to see where things are going right now. This is a lot of fun.
I'm pretty impressed. It's pretty sweet.
So that's going to be it for this one. So far, so good. We're going to be checking back in 2 days with a new video. Tomorrow's video is going to be the Caddy Woods Jam that we went to this last weekend. Amazing set of trails. Maddie and Vinny got to ride them, and it's going to be a pretty cool video. One last reminder, don't forget about November 7th. Put it in your calendar. Come out to Cary, North Carolina, and come hang out with us and watch Matty Cranmer go against Ryan Nyquist. So guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.